Hi everyone, this is Steven. Welcome to your practice. I've called this little 10-minute practice, I've called it morning wiggles, just to convey the idea that actually as long as you do something that feels nice in your body and you get moving and you get into a few sort of areas that feel a bit stiff, you're going to be doing amazing. Now, sometimes it's a bit hard to just make it up and get a bit of a full body warm up. So I'm going to give you some ideas, but feel free to modify this or add to this or change it up as you hopefully you can start setting some time apart for a little warm up in the morning. Maybe you just wake up or before you go to work. Nice, let's try this. Just stand with your feet comfortably apart and then start to roll the head around. See if you can relax the shoulders, and you might want to start with a bit of a small circle so that we're not straining too much. And then gradually just release the weight of the head a bit more to the sides and to the back and to the front. Try to keep the rest of the body quite still. Good. And then change the direction. And if you feel a bit of a tight spot, or sometimes you could feel a little pinch in your neck, then it's best not to push too far in that direction. So don't try to overdo it. Don't power your way through. Just circle around, nice and easy. Good. And then come up to center. We'll do the same, but this time we're rolling the shoulders. Nice. So just explore a big circle with your shoulder joints all the way forward, all the way back, all the way down. And repeat this a few times. You'll probably feel your spine, it's close to the shoulder blades, and it's going to want to move as well. But try to minimize that a bit. The tendency is to go into a rounded spine as your shoulders come forward, and then an arch back as your shoulders go back. But see if you can just notice that tendency and not act too much on it. Good, and then roll the other way. Just change the direction to the other side. Just create a bit of space there, keep the breath relaxed, keep the rest of the body quite relaxed. Now place your feet maybe slightly wider than the hips. Make sure you've got space around you because we'll be swinging the arms. And then start off really soft, just turning your hips to one side and let your arms just flop around you. Try to have spaghetti arms, the cooked one, not the hard one. And let the arms just sort of flop around your body. Wherever they end up, it's fine. And you can gradually start to increase the swing of the hips. It's really the legs and the hips that power this motion. So try not to move your arms with the muscles of the arms. Let the hips move the spine, and then the spine moves the shoulder girdle. And then of course your arms are attached to that. Then you can also start to look behind you to deepen the twist a little bit more. Keep whipping the hips side to side to change direction. Now we'll add something at the end of the swing. Just bend your elbows, and this is going to create a little slap. One is going to be on the front of the shoulder, and then the back hand is going to slap you around your mid-back, around the kidney area. So you can still look back. You can put a little bend in the knees to sort of have more power through the legs. And then slap, slap. Put a bit of swing and power into it. Nice. We're hitting some powerful pressure points in the Chinese medicine system. The front of the shoulder and then the back area, which is a great way to energize your whole system. Nice. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly start to slow down, slow down, slow down until you come to center. Nice. Now we're going to go forward and back. I'll show you from the side. So one arm is going to go forward, one arm is going to go back, and then change it around. Now this feels a bit sort of stiff, like a robot, but if you turn your chest to the open side, you'll feel suddenly there's a lot more space. And you can even do a little bend in your knees as you pass through the middle. That's also gonna add a bit more dynamics to the swing. And really reach through the hands, even through the fingers as you go forward and back. Turn to the side, so we're not just moving the arms and the shoulders, but also the spine and the hips, and we're increasing the grounding through the feet. Nice. Now, if you feel quite coordinated today, then you might decide to continue this circle. So the one arm goes all the way back and the one arm goes all the way forward. And then I'm still turning to the open side, but now I'm having a circle on either side of the body with each arm, and they're going in a different direction, so it's a bit of a brain gym. If you've never done this before, it might take you a little while to figure it out. Nice. If you're doing one side, and see if you can swap to the other side. If you're still doing forward and back, then you're good. Nice. Make a big circle, reach through the fingers. Keep turning to the open side in both options. 3, 2, 1, and release. You should feel some good shoulder work. The spine should feel nice and active, moved and opened. So let's create a little bit more spine, upper back mobility. We'll do this like this. Hold opposite shoulders. Try to strengthen everything down from your hips and the core, and we're just gonna roll the shoulders forward so the upper back is rounding, and then go to one side and slowly make a circle with the upper part of the spine moving into a forward bend, then a side bend, then a little back bend, another side bend, back to the forward bend. Do that a few rounds and try to keep your legs, the hips, your core quite steady. This is such a good mobility work or mobilizer for the spine, especially after doing those warm-ups that we've just done. We've created a little bit of heat and movement, and now we're finding some space there. I'm changing to the other direction, and also the name Morning Wiggles suggests that it doesn't have to be like really precise. We're not too worried about alignment, we're just worried about moving our body in space and feeling good, hitting all the areas that might need a bit of a wake up, and that's a good start of the day. Nice. Now have the hands on the hips, start to move the hips to one side, move them forward, move them out to the other side, and then a little bit back. Nice. So create a nice smooth circle of the hips around the base of the ankles of the feet underneath you. Nice. And then just explore, where are your hips happy to go? There's probably parts of the circle where you're feeling this is quite smooth and not a problem at all. And there's probably some other areas that feel a little bit stretchy or even achy. If there's any pain, obviously we're not going to push hard in that direction, so just go a little bit easy. Change direction, go the other side, and again explore what's the difference between your left and your right hip. For me, the right seems to be a little bit stiffer in general. And if I move the hips forward, I feel a bit of a pull at the front of the hips, the hip flexor area. It's good to notice these things, so you might know where you need a bit more time. Nice. Good. Now we'll end with 2 different positions that we're gonna come in and out of. The first one is horse stance, so place the feet quite wide with the toes a little bit turned out, and then all we're gonna do is bend the knees, try to, with the spine, you go straight down and then push back up. So it's a squat, and then slide down and lift back up. Nice. Do a few of these. Sit as low as possible, lift back up. This is nice to warm up the legs, especially those quads, the front of the thighs, and to encourage the hips to stay mobile and strong. Nice. Feel the planting of your feet on the ground. They're going to help with keeping your balance, and you might find your heart rate goes up a bit. See if you can keep the breath nice and smooth. I was going to do 10, but I have no idea where we are, so I'm just gonna say this is 8. And then 9, I mean, you have to make it up somewhere. And last one, hold. This is number 10. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Nice. Turn to one side. So with my right foot is back. You can also start with the left. Doesn't really matter. And then we're gonna bend both knees. And then ever so lightly tap with the right knee down on the floor, or you might hover a little bit above if that's too hard, and straighten both legs. Nice, we're just doing 5 of these. Lower, softest touch if you go all the way down, and then up. 3 more. Touch, and up. Last 2. Slowly down, slowly up, and the last one. Down and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn to the other side, so left foot is back or the leg you haven't done yet. Start with straight legs and then go down until it's enough and straighten all the way up. We're doing 5, so this is number 2. Stretch up, keep the glutes a little bit active, especially of that back leg. This is 3. Last 2, and the last one I'm going to hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up, shake the legs out, shake your arms out. How did it go? Morning wiggles. This is just a couple of ideas, things that I like to do in my practice. It makes you feel nice and open, loose, ready, and we've hit all the major joint groups, the shoulders, the spine, the hips. And it's a great start of the day. Feel free to mix it up, add something, leave something out, come up with your own morning wiggles and let me know how it went. Thank you for joining. It was nice to move with you. See you soon.